Hey everyone, this is Amy with Pretty Presets, and I didn't get a chance to do too many of the edits yesterday. I was answering a lot of questions in the group, and I wanted to take a chance, or I wanted to take some time today to do a few more of the edits, and some of them I wanted to do some videos on just because I know that there are still a lot of people out there. Our group has grown so much in the last 2 months. So I know that there are people who don't really understand how to use the brushes yet. And I just think that they are invaluable. I use them a lot. I don't use them on every session, but when I have a photo like this where it's just one person, I do take time to, spend a couple extra minutes editing a shot like this. And so I just kind of wanted to show you a quick edit. At least I think it's going to be quick. You know me, I tend to talk a little. So when I open up a photo like this, the first thing that I see is, okay, it needs to be cropped. So we're going to go in and we're going to crop it so that way we know what we're working with. The reason that I'm choosing to go this way instead of this way is because this has the branches right here, and this to me is a nicer background, and it looks like it's got some more color back there to work with. So that's the reason why I'm choosing to go this way, so that it's going to have a better composition. So I like that. So we're going to stick with that. Then the next thing that I do is I am going to do some brushwork on her face. She's a beautiful girl already, and what's really nice is that it's a nice, well exposed photo already. So we're not going to have to do like too much work on her at all. And really, it's not even because we're doing it because there's something wrong with her skin or anything like that. As you can see, she's got great skin. She's got beautiful eyes. This is just one of those times where you're not fixing anything, you're enhancing something. And that's something that I try to stress a lot, is that you don't want to be using your editing time to be fixing things. You want to just be able to get it right in camera, and then you want to be able to just go in and enhance while you're editing. So we're going to go in and we're just going to go through and do our smoothing. When I am smoothing, you want to make sure that you are getting all the way down to the chin, a little bit down here to the neck. You don't go over the eyes. You don't go over the lips, so you don't go over the entire face. You just go through here, make sure we get all that. You don't go over that part of the eyes. And I even usually try not to go over the eyebrows because I'm going to be using my clarity brush to go over that. We don't need to do anything to her teeth. She's got beautiful teeth already. So we're done. Now what we're going to do, and this is especially for those of you that don't understand how the brushes work. What you need to do when you're going to choose a new brush is you need to come over here, you need to click new, and then you just come here where these two little triangles are, and it's going to open up your brushes, and then you just choose a new brush. So we're going to do Add Clarity. This is like my constant workflow for portraits. Can't really see that one too much there. And then I go in and I do this to the eyelashes. Can't see the eyelashes too much. We're still going to add that in there. And we are done with that. So now same thing, new, and we are going to eyes sharpen. I like my eyes to be a little bit sharper, and that's good to me. I do not do a ton of work when it comes to face editing. Her skin was perfect as it was. Like I said, she's a beautiful young lady. So I'm not going to go and add blush. I'm not going to go and make her lip color 10 times stronger than it was. Because I can still see some color. I don't need to do anything to her teeth. The reason I'm stressing that is because sometimes I'll see photos where you can tell that people have gone in and it's like, just because we have 50 million brushes over here doesn't mean we need to use 40 million of them. Sometimes we need to remember to keep people looking as natural as possible. How they came to that photo shoot dressed and their makeup of choice that they had, that's probably how they want to stay looking. So we need to remember that as photographers, to remember to respect how they want to look. So there's nothing wrong with doing a little, you know, eye pop and a little skin smoothing, but we don't want to go and totally change how they look. If she didn't have blush, because it looks like maybe she had just a teeny tiny bit here, I'm not going to go and enhance that and go like, bam, now you've got blush on, girl, because she doesn't need that. She doesn't want that. So now we're going to have some fun in choosing a preset for her. Let's see. I like that, but I'm thinking I want something with a little more warmth to it. And we could just use our the other presets in that collection to do it, but you know how much everybody's using that summer edition right now because it's so perfect for everything. And it's probably going to be quite perfect for this exact photo because it is outside. It is summer. She happens to be in a meadow. Did you see what that did to her eyes? Man, that like totally changed her eyes. That looks really pretty. Looks a little bit warm for my taste. I kind of like that. Still not sure though about the eyes because then it's almost like we can't even see them. Let's play around with a couple more. I kind of like that. You know what I'm going to do though? I think I'm going to stick with my good old friend here. I think I'm going to stick with that because I like how it kept her eyes more natural looking. And then what we will do is we will use our presets that we have down here. So let's pop some color. There's a little bit there. Let's see if we can add a little bit more. I like that. We got a little bit more there. Do we need to add more light? No, I think that's too much light. So let's undo that. Blues. I'm good with that. Let's see, green it up. My guess is, yeah, I think if we hit green it up, it's going to take care of this back here. Yeah, okay. We don't really need to do any cools here because we wanted to warm it up, remember? So let's warm it up just a little bit. Okay, now what I want to do is see how she's got that color cast here from this orange. Okay, so let's go up, and there's not one in this set. We're gonna go up here. There it is. Color cast fix red a little in the clean edit workflow. So we're gonna click on that. Let's see, I'm gonna undo it. Let's see what kind of a difference it made and where it made it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, good. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to use some work in my brushes. We're going to use the contrast just a little bit more. So I don't want to soften anything. No, I don't want to go too overboard with her face. I think it shows me that my highlights here are fine, but I think I want to pull it down just a little bit here. Okay, I like that. Now we're going to go, it's already sharpened pretty good there. I think I want to use my brush. Actually, take that back. You know what we're going to do? We are going to use a filter here. This is one of the gradual filters that's going to go, we're going to go like this with it. So let's choose, I have a thing for this rose haze. I think it just makes everything just so pretty. But we're going to choose depth and Drama instead. We're going to go this way. But you know what we're going to do first? Whoa! No, we don't want to do that. No, 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 no. Go away. Okay, you know what's going to happen? We'll just erase that. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's do a radio filter. Okay, we're going to do it bigger here. And what we're going to do is we're going to cover her up so she's in a bubble. And then that depth and drama that we had, we're going to run it over the whole picture. So now we've got this, and we're going to take it, and we're going to go like this over everything. But you know what? Oh, you know what I'm thinking here? Because it didn't, that always happens to me. Okay. So we just have to change that. I think when I applied that radio filter, depth and drama, I wanted, let's see, what I'm trying to figure out right now is that I applied it, it's right there, and now I want to use this filter here. Actually, I think I'm going to change it to sunlight. I was thinking that since I had my filter on right here, that I could just switch to this and this would be safe, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So we're just going to go this way instead. Does it affect her hair? Doesn't seem to. Okay, we'll do the same thing over here. What I'm wondering is, and you guys can comment on this if you want. Not sure I like that. I don't really like that. I'm going to undo that. It's a great thing about undoing things. And this is what I mean sometimes about when syncing up images is so great, because you can spend the time that you need to on that first photo, and then you are good to go on your images, because you can sync them up and not have to spend all this time on the second image and the third image and the fourth image, because you've already kind of played around with it and you know what you want to do. So I think that that's really good. I have set locations that I go to, and so I know how I'm going to edit it already, because I know that at certain locations matte editing doesn't really work very well for the light and the backgrounds that are there. So that's important to know. So let's do this. Let's do depth and drama over here, and we're just going to make a big brush. Okay, and we're going to go on this side and make it smaller. I was doing something wrong with the filters, and it's okay, I can totally admit that. I don't think I like this much either, because look, it's bringing out this kind of weird greenness thing here. Oops. So we're going to undo that too. And I have no problem sitting here saying, I don't like that, I don't know what's going on, because I'm still learning new things too. I've had my business for 5 years, and there's some things that as of, just this week, I've learned. There's some things that when I see somebody post, I go, oh my gosh, I didn't know that I could do that. So I think it's important to always remember that you don't ever stop learning. And if you think you know it all, then it's time to challenge yourself with something new, whether it's, um, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to our flares. I don't know why I didn't think about that sooner. You know, and that's kind of where I'm at, is there are certain things that I'm trying to challenge myself with right now that I think will, you know, help me as a photographer. Let's see. I think that is a little too much. I think that's a little too much as well. I went on vacation last week with my family, and I did a lot of landscape photography, which I never do. I prefer taking pictures of people because I connect with people more than I connect with flowers. So that was fun for me though. It was a good challenge. Okay, I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit. So if you didn't know how to edit these flares, that's how. You just click on this on your radio filter, then the pen pops up, and then you can make some edits to it. I felt it was a little too bright, so I wanted to bring that down. I kind of like there. I think that looks good. Now that looks how I wanted it to look. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna keep it like that. If that were my photo, I would keep it just like that. I'm happy with the way that that turned out. So let's take a look at what it looked like before. And we will, you know, I used to have the whole thing down here where there was like one, and then there were like where you could do the two side by side, and then you could do the like where you could see several of them at the same time. I used to have that in my develop panel, and it like ran away. I don't know what happened to it. So if anyone is like listens to this all the way through to the end, if you could tell me how to get it back, that would be great, because it's a pain in the butt because I have to go back and forth from library to develop, and I don't like it. And it's only now I only have it in library. It's so weird. So let's look at these two. That's weird. Get rid of that one. Why would you get rid of that one? There. There, I like that. I think that that looks really good. I think that it adds some nice light there, and I think that we softened up her face just a little bit. We kept the color in her plaid shirt, so I'm really happy with that. And what I like about the flare that we did, I think sometimes the flares can be really harsh if you don't, you know, play with them a little bit. Some people like to just add a flare. That's the only editing they do is just add a flare, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're gonna do that, try to make sure that you move the flares around a little bit so that it's hitting where you need it to hit. Like if you notice when I first hit that flare that was over here, it actually reached out all the way over here, so then it's going to make the lighting on her face uneven, and we don't want that to happen. So anyways, I'm really happy with this, and I hope that you learned something new today, and that you will go out and